Grandma DC here. I just got home from work. I am so tired. Oh my God. Oh. And I'm gonna get my hugs. But yeah, well, we gotta have our morning hugs when we get home. Okay guys, I am just checking in to give you a quickie. Here's the rundown. Those of you who haven't watched before, you know that, well, those of you who have watched before, those of you who haven't probably clicked off by now because it's me. I take care of mentally challenged people. And I'm getting a new client. Oh my. And it's going to be, as they like to say, challenging. I like the word challenging because it reminds me of when you ask someone about childbirth and they go, there's a little pressure. Same thing. So, anyway, I've been coming home, just feeding everybody, relaxing a little bit. The other night I watched my son play an hour of some video game. And then I'm turning around and heading back to work. And just to give you an idea, I'm going to work at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I won't be home until, well, there's a meeting tomorrow morning, so 10, 11 on Thursday, and then I have to go back Thursday night until about 10 or 11 on Friday. And the thing is, on Thursday, I promised my grandkids I'd go see The Incredibles 3 with them. So somewhere in there, I've got to squeeze some time in to go see The Incredible 3s. Threes? The Incredible 3s. The Incredibles, I think it's number 3. Or is it number 2? I can't remember. Anyway, I like the little cartoons. They're cute. They're a lot of fun. So I'm going to head out and I'm going to spend time with my grandkids. I am determined sleep is a highly overrated thing. Then I'm going to have Saturday off. And then my mom said there was something going on Saturday. Whatever. Right. And let's see. Then I'm going back in early on Sunday, I believe. I got to check. Oh yeah, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on Sunday. And then I got a little break in the afternoon and then go back at 10 o'clock at night. So I am just working. But after the 4th of July, which I agreed to work all day on the 4th of July at different houses, because no one else wants to work on the 4th of July, right? I kind of mark the passing of each year on the 4th of July. What am I doing? Where am I at? And I have been in some strange places on the 4th of July, but the last few years, it's been working. I have a little story to tell you. And let me sit you up here. There. It's a story I've told before when I didn't have hardly any subs. And I know they may take it off that I tell it, because the truth is nothing that anyone wants to hear, because it's always stranger than fiction. But, you know, my husband was in the military for 24 years, and they ran him through a gas chamber, and they gave him leukemia. And the military told me they were really sorry about that. They knew they had suits that leaked, but there was too many suits to go through all of them, and so it was just catch as catch can, and whoever and whatever. And then when they were treating him, they put a dirty shunt in his head, and the brain surgeon came out and said directly to me, "We've killed him. I am so sorry. I gave him dermatitis meningitis. He has absolutely no chance." And weirdly enough, and by miracle, my husband woke up a week later out of a coma. But then they continued to give him chemo, and I kept saying, please leave him alone, let him rest, let him heal up. And they were like, oh, no, we've got to pump that chemo in his brain. And they ended up eating the myelin off his spine and paralyzing him from the ground up slowly over a few weeks period. And then once they had paralyzed him to the neck, C4, he was barely able to breathe. They decided they had to get rid of him. Forgot to mention, while he was in the coma, they made me sign all the papers to retire him, because he had 24 years in. And they kept saying the kids and I would be taken care of if we could get him retired before he died. So, they retired him in one day and I signed everything. They also told me after he woke up and he was becoming paralyzed, they said that I had a choice. I could take his VA 100% disability, because eventually they had to remove one of his eyes, so he's paralyzed from the neck down with one eye. They had to give him 100% disability. Or I could have his retirement for 24 years. I had to choose. In 2004, they changed the rules. A woman whose husband died after 2004 would get both because they're not related. You know, your veteran's disability is not related to your retirement. But I signed the papers because he was becoming paralyzed. I think I did. I don't think he was still able to move his arm at the time we made the decision to give one of them to our son. And he was supposed to keep it till he's 23 and whether he's in school or not. That's what they told me because I asked, because he was an ornery 11-year-old. And but it didn't matter. When he turned 18, they took it away from us and said he had to be in school. He enrolled, then they said he had to be full-time. So he went full-time, but then he failed, and then they said he had to pass with a C. So this just went on and on and on and on and on. And now they say he owes them $10,000 from semesters they paid him for that he didn't pass with their criteria. Even though we were told that it was until he was 23, no matter what. So the government has military screwed me all the way around. And before you start commenting, get a lawyer, I talked to all the lawyers. You can't sue the military. That's what they say. Matter of fact, the brain surgeon, when he told me what he'd done, he said, and I'm in the military, so you can't sue me. Because he knew he had screwed up and put a dirty shunt in my husband's head and gave him no chance. They were trying for a bone marrow transplant, but he killed him. So, at least it was honest, you know? So I've never collected anything from the military. Nothing. I have gotten my VA, and when I did complain and tried to get them to let us talk to them about this and to tell them about them cheating my son out of his dad's retirement money, they told me to keep my mouth shut or I would lose everything. My insurance, my ability to shop on base, and my veterans disability. They would take it all if I didn't shut up. Now a lot of people tell me, oh, that's a lie. They never said that. I can't prove it. I didn't have record capability back then. So it was 18 years ago plus. So I have been chasing widow's pension. It was the only other thing I could get. And they said when my husband died I could collect it at age 54. And here I was, 39, 40 years old, and I thought, I'll never be 54. Well, when I got my late 40s, they changed it to 57, and I thought, my God. So then I heard they pushed it back to age 60. And I just keep working and working and struggling and struggling. And believe you me, I was never the type of person to hold down a job. You know, just don't have it in me. But I've been doing it. It's amazing what you can do when you have to. And so I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to stay afloat. And as you notice, the house is falling apart because I never could stay that much afloat. And then it got down to, they said they backed it up to age 60. Well, I'll be 60 in 8 months, and someone just told me the other day that they have now backed it to age 62. I cannot hang on. I tell you, it's at times like this you start thinking about putting a gun in your mouth and pulling the trigger. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but it's just like, I don't know how much longer I can go on. In this country, we just, you know, our old people, hello, just, we have to work until we're in our 80s, it seems, and just work and work and work. And the young people, they're all like, I'm not going to waste my life working. Not for $7.25 an hour. You know. So, like I said, I'll go to work at 4. Well, I leave here at 3. Get to work at 4 to 10, 10 to 8. Go to a meeting, 8 to 11, come back home, go back to work at 10, work until 8, go to a meeting until noon. It's a meeting to tell us what we can and can't say. Our company is very strict that way because those of us who work there are incapable of knowing those things or making those decisions. And so they will help us to know the proper way to greet people and what to say. I am very grateful for this kind of handheld, hand over hand, as they say, assistance, because I know I'm incapable. So, that will be a fun meeting, won't it? And I am just crabby today, and I'm upset, and I'm overwhelmed that I'm going to have to continue doing this. I know Debbie and I talk. She just loves this business. She just loves being a slave. She loves it. She's like, I just feel like I'm so useful. I'm like, really? I got so many other things. I want to invent anti-gravity. That's my goal. You know. I want to see Canada. I heard Canada is getting really progressive. I'm happy for them. I'd like to go see Canada. Well, I've never been there. And might like to live there. At least the weather would probably be better. Here it is, first day of summer. And we cooled down to 82 degrees. We've been over 100 all spring. Practically. Heat indexes. In Missouri, the humidity. You just walk outside and you need gills to breathe. Well, I guess I'm going to try to get a quick nap before I have to head back to work again. And thank you all for listening to me gripe. And you all can comment about what a horrible person I am and everything else in the comments that you want. Mother got me a present. She said it was to help me sleep on those few times I do get to sleep. And I think it's pretty awesome. I'm going to wear it. Pretty cool. Actually, it's pretty warm. It's kind of hot. But you all have a great day, and I'll just keep plugging here till I can't plug no more. Here, you like my shirt? I can't wear it to work, but I love it. Bye-bye, guys. Have a better day than me. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to keep up with the insanity. Or not. I love you all. It's just real. It's reality what happens to older people in this country. Bye-bye.